Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to Cilinix Crypto. Hope you're all doing great. Hope you're having a great week so far, or hope you're having a good start of the weekend. In this video, we'll talk about the markets today, especially Bitcoin and noteworthy altcoins. So altcoins, I think you need to keep an eye on since there's opportunities there. So that's what we'll do. We'll start off with Bitcoin, and I do want to kind of start off with a relatively bullish bias, all right, because I am quite bullishly biased. If you watch my video in the morning on Bitcoin, which if you're new to the channel, I cover Bitcoin twice every day in videos. So in the morning I cover Bitcoin alone, and in this video I cover Bitcoin, and we also talk about some altcoins towards the end. But no, I was quite bullish. I mean, if you look at the circumstances right now, and I think the circumstances are still very similar to this morning. Obviously, it's not too long ago. But no, if you take a look at the situation, the S&P 500 is trading higher because earnings reports are quite good. The Nasdaq here is also still bullish. The Russell 2000 is actually relatively bullish here, although on the higher time frames, who knows? So looking at all the stock markets, you would argue that we would expect some more bullish momentum also going into Bitcoin. And then you take a look at the dollar strength index, and for the first time since October, we've actually had some sort of a pullback, which is also bullish. And then the Coinbase discount, which was apparent in the last couple of days, well, basically for the last weeks already, it is starting to drop down, which means that there's, or at least that's an indication that there's less selling pressure coming from US institutions and investors. So overall, and Trump is still leading the polls and is even gaining still. So if you take a look at that entire fundamental picture, you would say, all right, Bitcoin should be bullish. And if you go to the higher time frames, Bitcoin is already bullish, right? So the big question is well, can we actually rally up higher on a Friday, which historically is very, very volatile? We had some news today, but it's nothing major. So that's the big question. Like, all right, well, the fundamentals today are bullish, but can Bitcoin actually rally up higher into 70,000, for example? And that's something we'll see today. Like I said, my bias is bullish. I think on the 4-hour time frame, on the lower time frames here, we're also gaining some momentum. So the US session is about to open. It has already opened when you're watching this video. So we're definitely going to get volatility, right? And we might even get some sort of a spike down like this. But I have to, under the current fundamental situation, and the technicals don't really go against that, I have to tell you that I think it's most likely we're going for more bullish momentum into the main target around 70,000. There's definitely indicators and factors as well that are bearish. For example, I mean, the Bitcoin dominance is ridiculously high, so a lot of altcoins don't look great at all. And if you take a look at the USDT dominance, that's also not looking amazing here. So there's definitely, like, it's not only bullish, and the dollar strength index, for example, is also, if you zoom out like this, it is still bullish, right? But under the short-term circumstances, especially with the stock market, I would say it's most likely we'll see continuation, at least for Bitcoin. Now then it gets interesting for altcoins if we actually see a bearish Bitcoin dominance come in, and so far, as you can see, that has been ridiculously bullish. And I think ultimately this is going for 60%. So I expect even more bullish momentum for the Bitcoin dominance chart. In the scenario that Bitcoin is bullish, I would say there will definitely be altcoins that are interesting. But it will be a limited amount. All right. I don't really see any indication of the Bitcoin dominance turning bearish here. So there will be altcoins that will perform. But it's definitely not going to be all altcoins. And if you take a look at my list of altcoins here on the right, you can also see most of them are still red, right? So let's talk a little bit about which altcoins I think are interesting today. If you look at this, like, I still, even though today was a day of a bit of a pullback, I would still argue that the Solana ecosystem relatively to other altcoins is still ridiculously strong. All right, so Solana, for example, right here, as you can see, is very strong, is respecting the breakouts it has gotten earlier, as you can see right here. And then if you take a look at the Solana ecosystem, the ecosystem has taken a beating, but I do think that if we can actually see that continuation from Bitcoin, I think Solana and its ecosystem, such as Bonk, Jupiter, and Jito can actually gain much more bullish momentum. So in terms of altcoins, I think that's one of the main things to look at. There's more altcoins. I mean, something like Tensor is trying really hard to break out. This is a bit of a scam coin. The ticker is TNSR, all right? So if you don't know, then check it out right here. This is it. This is also Solana ecosystem, by the way. So that's, well, that's probably one of the reasons why it's also bullish. And other altcoins, if we're looking at some things, like right now, we'll probably see in a US session. If you take a look at the volume, like I said yesterday, something like Dogecoin is still interesting. Certain gaming coins are also looking quite good here. So if you take a look at Beam, for example, very bullish, trying to break out at resistance right now, but definitely one to keep your eyes on. And the same for Big Time. Massive resistance right here around 20 cents. If we can break above that, I see no reason why we should not rally up even higher. So gaming and the Solana ecosystem in terms of altcoins, I think are the best picks. But the only reason to trade altcoins is if we have a bullish Bitcoin with a relatively bearish Bitcoin dominance. Those are my thoughts. That's what I think you need to know. I'll be live in an hour. So if you're interested in that, check that out. For now, thank you for watching. I'll see you all in my next videos, and bye.